Hello, Heelys. Welcome back. We just finished hacking. I forget why we were even hacking, but let's see. But we were hacking something, and Han said, "Bam! I've got the ID. Gosh, this is all so nostalgic. ID 050992. Having trouble doing my Hans voice because my whole computer is having a meltdown as I'm trying to fix the audio on something, and nothing is just working. So sorry if I'm kind of out of it. Okay. Thank you. I could get used to us working together. Excellent. Right, we're trying to contact that person who's has information about Dr. Crow. I remember now. I'm going to show you this right now. I got upset with my computer. And this little girl. This is how it was very upsetting for her to hear me get upset with my computer. So now she has to be right here in my lap. So yeah, this is what I'm also dealing with when I'm recording. When you hear me talking to her or you hear me patting her or something, it's because it's very, very hard for her to deal with not being the center of attention all the time. Anyway, that's what we're dealing with here. Alright, so I still have a dog on my lap and my computer is still rebooting, so there is hope on the horizon. But in the meantime, let's see who everyone expects to contact this dark net person with all this intel on Dr. Crow. It worked. I got Hira's ID. Right, that's her name, Hira. I forgot what her name was. It worked. I've got Hira's ID. Wow. I'm impressed, Indigo. Awesome, Indigo. Great. Text her real quick. Why is it always me? You text her, Julius. Oh, I don't even get to respond. I don't even get to say, okay, I will. I have to just do it. Okay. I'm a real pushover. My dog's never gonna forgive me for being mad today. Hira. Hello, my name is Indigo, and I have some questions about Dr. Crow. I'm a huge fan of the healing. So cute how my fans even DM me now. No props, I'll help. You don't want anything in return? Awesome, that's very kind of you. Seriously? Just like that? Awesome, that's very kind of you. A little sus, though, maybe. So, you're also a part of the Crowy family? Part of what? Excuse me? Of course! I'm a Crowy, not a Healy. Obviously, it's why I start every episode with, hello, Crowies. Once a Crowy, always a Crowy. We're all fans of the biggest true crime case of the last few years. Do you always like my posts too? Stop being childish, this is serious. Oh yeah, sure. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I'm going to avoid the one about liking your posts. Okay? Go ahead. I'm really glad you found the healing. Kind of found me. Here you can find everything there is to know, but receive it in a more digestible way. So what would you like to know? What were you able to find out on the Darknet? Can you tell me about his organization? By the way, Darknet and Deep Web are not the same. What were you able to find out on the Darknet? I'm sure you've already read my last post completely, right? I didn't reveal everything in it. It was so scary, and I was afraid that something would happen to me. He posted a full manifesto online. He describes in detail what should happen to incurable people. And there are so many lunatics who support his scheme. He apparently received several donations worth millions of dollars. And many people have sworn their allegiance to him. The whole organization is bigger than you can imagine. If this voice is annoying, don't worry. She's not in the game for very long. That's why I feel like I could just do a really annoying voice for her. That's why I keep my posts rather positive and try to appear in a good mood. That way, maybe he thinks I'm not a danger and lets me live. Okay, so to sum up what she's saying here, he posted a manifesto where he describes what should happen to incurable people, i.e. the people that he ultimately ends up killing. And she's claiming that there are many lunatics who support his scheme, so implying that she is not one of them. And apparently received several donations worth millions of dollars, apparently from the lunatics, these very, very wealthy lunatics who support him. And yeah, so we're finding out, I mean, we kind of already know that this organization is very large. And she's telling us she's trying to keep in a good mood so that he won't think she's a danger. I was not really paying attention to what I was reading because of the annoying voice, so that sums it all up. So you're not a fan of all. Very brave of you to keep running your site anyway. He gets millions of dollars worth of donations. Then why do you trust me? I could work for Crow too, couldn't I? Why do you trust me? I could work for him. I don't know. It all weighs so heavily on me. I don't want any more people to suffer. Maybe I'm also at a point where I just want to let go. The pressure and fear for my life is killing me. Sorry, just got a little emotional. Give me a second and I'll be back to being the good-humored, positive hero. Now, well, I'll have to get going. Thanks for being a loyal Crowie. Love ya. Don't forget to like. What a weird conversation. I agree, Wolf. I agree. I very much agree. Fill us in, Indigo. You're gonna act like you didn't. Like, why don't you fill them in? You're right along right with us. Did you find out anything interesting? She knew more, didn't she? I was sure of it. I was so sure of it. Yes, she knew more. She was strange. She's very brave. She was strange. As bloggers go, she's no Andreas. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Donations worth millions. I wouldn't have thought he'd be so powerful. So many people support the psycho. Our situation is almost like David against Goliath. It was clear that he had supporters and some financial backing, considering all the things he had already got off the ground. But this... What do we do now? I thought things were starting to look up. Me too. I mean, ladies, I think that's just wishful thinking. He literally sent me a message that said, I'm preparing my next healing. So, calm down. Actually, our situation has not changed. Exactly, Wolf. True. The advantage is still on our side. I agree. What advantage exactly? We're not the ones with millions in the bank. What advantage exactly? We are more alert. The biggest mistake powerful people like Crow make, is to overestimate themselves or underestimating the opposing side. We have a few aces up our sleeves. And if you're going to use them, don't be fooled by the seeming superiority of Crow. Correct. We'll carry on as before. Andreas has a hot lead, and we will use it to our advantage. I'm still skeptical. I totally agree with you guys. I have nothing left to say. My computer's being a jerk. And I've been doing this back and forth between a bunch of million different conversations for so long. I'm just tired. Now don't be so quiet. I just want to see this lunatic and all his supporters locked up. Yep. Pretty impressive how much Hero was able to find out, though. She probably knows even more than the police about this whole case. Possibly. Possibly. Oh yeah, the police. I forgot about them. We shouldn't keep this info from them, Indigo. Well, okay, thanks for giving me a choice. Why not tell me that in a private chat, bud? Hello, Wolf. We couldn't secure any clues in the monastery yet. We're heading back to the station now. But now to you. What info are you talking about?
Yes, we're familiar with this information. We also have specialists who comb through the dark net. However, we wanted to keep this to ourselves for the time being.
Why? What advantage is there? I have nothing to say. Bye, Stress.
Hey, you. I think it's time to give you the answer I promised. Get back to me as soon as you can.
Let's get our answers. Okay, can I just say, Wolf is sitting there being like, oh, blah, 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 everything's so great. And then the last message he said to me was, I don't trust the peace we have at the moment at all. But, like, he was just one of the ones being like, hey, everything's gonna be great. I don't know. What's going on, Wolf? Pick a side, dude. Why did you write down my number? Finally, why are the 8 of us in the group? Why are the 8 of us in the group exactly? I mean, I do want to know why she wrote down my number, but start. It's a little complicated. For you to understand all this as well as my role in it, I need to start from the beginning. Okay? It all started when I was looking for a part-time job. A few hours of work a week to help me pay for college. You don't have to go quite that far back. What does that have to do with Dr. Crow? Nothing. I'm going to say nothing. Anyway, I found a pretty promising job posting. Data entry, 20 hours per week, good pay. And the thing about it was that it was a home office job. I didn't even have to interview. There was only an online test, a few personal questions, and shortly after I had the job. Congratulations, Claire. Please get to the point. You're not telling me Dr. Crow posted the job, are you? I wish I could say nothing, but I can't. I know you're dying for answers. But as I said, if you want to understand everything, please give me time to explain it to you in more detail. I was trying. I'm sorry. Oh, good. Oh, good. The job seemed to be perfect in the beginning. I had my job training over the phone with a guy called Joshua. My job was to collect customer data. At first, only the usual info like name, address, age. But after a few weeks, more details followed. Health conditions, phobias, subject numbers, connections among them. That's when it started to get fishy for me. What did you do? Joshua is JK's real name. I have a bad feeling. As I said, it seems strange to me too. The scale of it especially. Anyway, from then on I started digging deeper. But that was not so easy. Because there was hardly anything about Vertigo Pharmaceutics on the internet. I chose say nothing. She doesn't want me to interrupt. And I want to hear her story. Since I found nothing on the internet, I searched the darknet. Shadow taught me how to access it. Anyway, I came across some shocking info there about a certain Dr. Crow, healings, and even kidnapping or murder. You have to believe me, Indigo. From then on, everything changed for me. If I had known beforehand what was behind Vertigo Pharmaceutics, I never would have worked for them. I'm speechless. Don't blame yourself, Claire. How could you support Crow? Don't blame yourself. Thank you for understanding, Indigo. I was so scared to say it out loud. Was that a prophylactic apology? When I learned about the next group of subjects, Lucy, Anna, Tim, Julius, Bernd, Roxy, Valentine, and you, although one of them not really. No, never mind, we'll get to that later. Anyway, I had made a decision. I took down your number to tell you everything. Why me of all people? How did you find out about our group? Why me of all people? Because everyone else in the group... She deleted that message. We'll get to that in a minute. Trust me. Before I called you, however, I contacted my friend Shadow. I pretended to be in a good mood, told her I was looking forward to our concert. I had bought the tickets from Dusty at Alien Tickets. A company that is also somehow related to Crow's organization. I think that's how they collect more info about their subjects. JK's connected to Alien Tickets. What do you mean they use it to collect info? Why didn't you just tell Shadow what was going on? Why didn't you just tell Shadow what was going on? She was very worried about you. I didn't want her to worry. And in order not to have to confess everything straight away, I claimed that an unknown number was sending me strange messages. In reality, of course, it was a number of Dr. Crow, or one of his people. I was hoping to get those bastards with Shadow's help. You should have reached out to Wolf, first of all, because Shadow couldn't take down the Legion without Wolf's help, so... I can't believe it. It all makes sense now. You should have been honest with Shadow. I wish you'd called me right away. It doesn't all make sense now. I mean, I wish you'd called me right away. I'm sorry, I do. I don't know what you would have said or what if I would have believed you, but I keep wondering how everything would have turned out if I'd done that. Whether Shadow would still be alive. Crow and his people must have realized I was working against them. Well, still on the phone with Shadow, all hell suddenly broke loose. Wait a minute, I think my phone saved the video call.
Hey you! Guess what? I just managed to order the tickets. I can't believe it actually worked. It's so cool. I'm really looking forward to it. But first, something else. I got a really weird message from some stranger this morning. And you know what's even weirder? I can't block the number. Can you check out what kind of freaks behind this? Oh, what's that? Wait a sec. I'll get back to you, alright?
What happened exactly? I could see how scared you were. Shadow had already shown me. What happened exactly? At first it was just some strange scratching at my door. Suddenly the door was broken open and two hooded men pushed me to the ground. I tried to escape, but they pressed a damp cloth to my face. It smelled like chemicals. Everything started spinning and I blacked out. The last thing I heard was incurable. Later, I woke up totally dizzy in this horrible dungeon. Well, you know the rest. It's the rest. I have to digest that first. I'm so sorry for what you had to go through. You have to know Shadow is fighting for you with everything that she had. I am sorry for you guys and for Shadow. But I guess there's something else we should talk about. Do you know Dr. Crow's real identity? Yes, I still don't know why he chose us exactly. What do you mean exactly? Do you know his real identity? How easy would that be if she was just like, yeah, it's so-and-so. No, believe me, I never had personal contact with him. All communication with the people from Vertigo was online. But there's one person who might know the answer to your questions, who owes us an explanation. What? Who are you talking about? Now I'm totally lost. Stop speaking in riddles. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about the traitor? Just a sec. Let me set up a group chat for this. Clara, what are you doing? I know what she's gonna do. She's talking about the traitor, and she's gonna out the traitor right now. And we had a peace with the traitor. We had made an arrangement. I know you didn't know this, Clara, but we made an arrangement with the traitor. In a moment, you will understand everything, Indigo. The truth must come out. And for this, we need... Anna was added to the group! That's our traitor. Anna! If you guessed Anna, you're correct. Andreas, he might be Dr. Crow, but he is not Anna. I mean, he's not the traitor. He is still the love of my life in this game so far. You're Shadow's friend, right? I'm so glad you're doing okay. But what's this all about? Anna, I know what you did. You're the traitor. Anna's the traitor. Anna, you have to confess everything. Anna's the traitor? Anna, please. The death of a loved one is a terrible thing, right, Indigo? Shadow and Valentine. Believe me, I didn't want that to happen. I wanted the group to feel only a fraction of my own pain, of the pain they have inflicted on me. I don't remember what Anna's accent is. I don't say, Anna, how could you? Anna. I understand how hard this must be for you, Indigo. I don't know if it's hard for me. But we have to give Anna a chance to explain herself. I mean, I'm okay with Anna explaining herself, but we had an agreement that she would not tell us who she was until the end. Until after everything was safe, and we agreed because we knew Dr. Crow is dangerous. So, like, I don't know how I feel about Clara making this decision to do this for Anna. I mean, I know she thinks she's helping, and she just doesn't know. But she should have said, like, do you want to know who the traitor is? Julius, Lucy, Tim, Roxy, Ben, and Valentine, they're all responsible for the fact that my life has been full of pain in recent years. But I never wanted anyone to die. I wanted their repentance, their insight, and their fear. But why? What did they do to you? Just explain. I was completely lost in my anger at the time. I was controlled by grief and hatred because I lost my parents a year ago because of them. They're all responsible for the death of my parents, each of them in a different way. Indigo. But I still don't understand why you're part of the healing group. Crow has not only given cryptic answers to... Crow has only given cryptic answers too, so she hasn't been able to get answers from Crow about why we're part of the group either. How did your brother cope with the death of your parents? I hope we find out soon. I had nothing to do with your parents' death. What kind of cryptic answers? Okay, this bothered me. This is the only chance we get to ask her about her brother, and he never comes up again. Like, he doesn't come up again for the rest of the game. Like, remember, she sent a picture of him at the beginning, and then he doesn't come up again, and it drives me nuts. By the end of the game, I remember last time I played this, I was like, I wish I had asked the question about her brother. Like, it seems so out of place right here. But, like, was the brother a lie? Was any of this true? Like, I need to know if the brother is real. I knew it! I guess it's time to confess something else to you, Indigo. I don't have any siblings. I just made that up in our first private chat. I had to get into a conversation with you somehow. I didn't know who you were, and what your connection was to the group. I know how crazy that must seem, but I had no choice. That's so crazy, Anna. That's so crazy. You could have just said I don't have siblings, and like, this is what it's like to be an only child, and that would be conversation. It's so crazy. Oh man, I'm glad I chose that one. I can't. Okay, I'm processing that one. Of all the things, that one is just like kind of blowing me away. Looking back, I'm super embarrassed. But do you have a dog? Is the dog real? I couldn't have known that the two of us would develop such a strong bond. And your role here is still a mystery to me. The only thing I know about you is that you stick out of the group, Indigo, and that Crow has special plans for you. But what exactly set is, I don't know either. Anyway, Anna, please continue. Okay, well, after my parents died, I was so lost. It was as if I had lost control of my own life. But then I came across this Dr. Crow online. He offered me answers. He told me he would make sure that the people would be healed of evil. He knew exactly what I wanted to hear. After a short time, Crow was able to show me a list of the people who were responsible for the death of my parents. It felt like somebody could finally understand me. But now you know that he was just using you. He manipulated you. But let's move on. But of course, it was all lies. So did you ever really have a crush on Tim? He was just looking for a group for his next big healing. He didn't care about me at all. To this day, I don't even know who he really is. And human lives are worth nothing to him. Even his own allies. But what do the others have to do with your parents' death? You need to explain this to the rest of the group. We need the whole truth, Anna, all of us. What do the others have to do with your parents' death? Anna? I believe that you never wanted to endanger the lives of the group, but you have to confess everything. Each and every one of them must know the truth. I knew this moment would come, but I thought only after we stopped Dr. Crow. Not already. I know that some of them will hate me after this. And that's okay, as long as it's not Tim. But I hope you stay with me, Indigo. I'll explain to all of them, one by one, what they've done to me, and how they're responsible for the deaths of my parents. Are you with me on this, Indigo? Yes, Anna, I stand by you. Of course, I want to know what happened, just to check that you really confess everything. Anna, I stand by you. I'm on your side. I believe my work here is done now. I know how manipulative Crow can be, Anna. I'm on your side despite everything. Use this group chat. I believe it now. And it's the first person when you're ready. Good luck. Clara left the group. I just need 10 minutes. I have to take a breather. Then we can start with the first person. Got you. Okay, talk soon. Don't take too long, please. Okay, talk soon. So, Anna's the traitor. If you had that on your bingo card, congratulations. You were right. Oh, man. That's a lot to take in. There's still a few things I haven't processed yet. How about you, Indigo? I never would have expected that. I still have so many questions. I feel very similar. I've been thinking for some time that Anna was sus. The option I want to choose is I'm so relieved it's not Andreas. I'm so glad it's not Andreas. I mean, truly, I have to say this again. I've said it before, but I will say it again. I had long ago, even in my first playthrough, I long ago decided that I would forgive whoever the traitor was. Like, it seems so obvious to me that they didn't know what they were getting into with Crow, and that they reached out because they were mad or hurt or angry about something, like that they felt people needed to be punished for. And so I thought there was going to be some big twist revealing that everyone in this group is evil, which there might still be. But as I got to know them better, I was like, ugh, I hope it's not the twist. But it didn't feel to me like something unforgivable. Like I was able to read her private chats with Crow, and it was very clear to me that, like, she was like, what is going on? Like, who is this Indigo person? Why is she involved? Yes, I want these people to be healed, but I didn't want anyone to die, and I didn't want anyone to get hurt. And, like, not only that, but Anna backed up her thoughts. Like, the things she was saying to Dr. Crow, she backed up with her actions. Like, she was the first one to rush out the door and go help Lucy, right? Like, she raced out the door to go help Lucy, and Tim was like, okay, wait, stop, pick me up on your way. But she was ready to jump in there and help Lucy and help whoever she had to. So, again, same with Andreas, right? If he had turned out to be the traitor, it's like, look at all the things he's been doing ever since he kind of came to his senses to make up for this, like whatever the situation was, whatever Dr. Crow used to manipulate her, or whatever pain she was going through at the time that led to her being in this situation, like, it's so clear to me that she didn't want any of this to happen this way. And at the end of the day, there is no real crime with forcing a bunch of people to be in a group chat and like criticizing that, or like what, I don't know what she thought of healing involved, but there's nothing criminal about hiring someone or asking someone to do a healing, whatever that might be. But when you start kidnapping people and you start murdering people, obviously that's the crime. But it's just so clear to me that she never meant for anything to happen, and she backed up that thought or those feelings with actions. Like, again, I've known she was the traitor, and I've rewatched all this game with that knowledge in mind. And even though I'd already decided that at the very beginning, no matter who the traitor ended up being, just rewatching it all, it's like Anna has stepped up from moment to moment. But this whole her brother doesn't exist thing, and that she made up a fake brother and found a picture of a fake brother to fool me. I mean, that does explain why he never comes up again in the whole game. But what the hell, Anna? Like, we could have just talked about your dog. And if the dog's not real, I don't know if we have a real friendship, Anna. If there is no dog, then I don't know what's left. And this whole crazy thing was happening to us. We could have talked about that. We could have talked about how cute you thought Tim was. We could have talked about anything. You didn't have to make up a brother. Like, it's so crazy to me. That's such a great, like, of all the things that were just revealed. I mean, obviously those other ones were already revealed, but I also kind of felt like I knew it was going to be something like that, right? Like, why would people need to get healed if somebody didn't believe they'd done something wrong? But, like, the brother thing is just, like, blowing my mind right now. Okay, anyway. I still have so many questions. I feel very similar. I've been thinking for some time that Anna was sus. I feel very similar. Still some things I haven't processed yet, like the fact that she made up a brother. That reassures me. I wonder how Shadow would have reacted to all this. I miss her a lot right now. Oh, Wolf. Stop. One thing is certain. We must not be judged, jury, and executioner now. Do I look like I'm being judge, jury, and executioner? You sort out everything with Anna, and I'll talk to Clara again. After that, we decide. What's going on?
Hey, you.
Hey.
This is a bit embarrassing. I don't really know how to say this, but I'm a little rusty when it comes to dating. Maybe you've already noticed, but I think Anna is really cute. And I wanted to ask you if you could help me find some ideas about what we could do when all this is over. That would be real nice. I'm sorry to barge in on you with all this, but maybe you can come up with something, because I can't.
Such weird. This is such a weird way to start. First of all, maybe you've noticed, but I think Anna's cute. Like, how would I have noticed that you think Anna is cute? Or are you asking me if I've noticed that Anna is cute? Also, I mean, obviously his timing is weird or whatever, but putting all of that aside, when you call somebody and you go, this is so embarrassing to admit, but I'm rusty at dating, it makes me be like, oh, what? Like, he's about to ask me on a date, isn't he? You should maybe have... Do we have this kind of relationship, Tim? I'm so baffled right now, but I can't wait to help Tim plan the perfect date for Anna. I mean, assuming he forgives her. I'm going to assume he's going to forgive her for what he is going to soon find out. Sure, I'm happy to help. Sorry, I don't have time at all right now. I'm happy to help. I am so happy to help. I'm so glad I didn't pick you as the one who I thought was cute. That's so nice. Thank you. That's not my Tim voice, but... Phew, I gotta admit, I'm a bit out of practice. I mean, there's classics. Going out for dinner, to the movies. Well, don't bring up her brother, because she doesn't have one of those. Feeding ducks. Like, he was in Canada. She said he's off at school in Canada and she misses him so much. I mean, like, I can't get over the brother thing. Like, it was so... What even was the point of that, Anna? I'm so glad I chose that option. Feeding ducks? Going to the movies is awesome. Take her out for a nice dinner. Why do I laugh about feeding ducks? I think feeding ducks is cute. But he's gonna be like... He's gonna get uncomfortable if I say that. Take her out for a nice dinner, I guess. That's good, right? But there's a lot of choice there, too. Fine dining. They just love, in these games, I've noticed this in the sign, too, they just love to ask you, like, what you want for dinner. Like, where you want to go for dinner. Like, this is just the question. I mean, has Andreas asked us that, too? He might have. Or he might do that. He might do that soon. That's good, right? But there's a lot of choice there, too. Fine dining, picnic at my place. Help! You should go to a fancy restaurant, invite her to your place. A romantic picnic. A romantic picnic's the way to go. I don't know anything about Anna. She made up a brother. I don't know if she made up a dog. I don't know if she's even afraid of clowns. Everything I know about Anna is not true anymore. The brother thing is really getting me. Like, honestly. Is the dog real? Remember when she was on a walk? She went out and took a walk and, like, I don't think she brought her dog with her. But those pictures are her with the dog, but it could just be a friend's dog. No, because the dog knocked over the vase, right? How much of that would have had to be planned in advance? I swear to God, the dog is not real. I'm just out on the Anna thing. I just can't be on Anna's side anymore. She made up a brother and a dog. I can't do it. Good plan. That gave me an idea. I can work with that. Thanks a lot, Indigo. I'll keep planning. Until Andreas gets in touch, there's nothing we can do anyway. TTYL. Yeah. Sure. Until Andreas gets in touch, I don't get to plan any other dates, so why not? Either. Indigo. I think I'm ready. Okay? Clara's right. They all deserve the truth. But they should also understand my perspective. It's not going to be easy. And they'll realize how sorry you are. We got this. We got this. I'm right here. I'm here for you. Yes. Okay. I know who I want to start with. Tim. Of course, Tim. Of course it's Tim. I think he and I have already formed a bond, a close bond. He'll hear me out and be understanding. And I hope he understands he hurt me very much with what he did. It'll be fine, Anna. This could get uncomfortable. The main thing is that the truth comes out. It's gonna be fine, Anna. Because I know he's into you. I know he kind of digs you. Kind of has feelings for you. Oh, dear. I'll add him to the group. Tim was added to the group. This is very, very awkward timing for all involved, but yeah. What's up? Indigo? Anna? This is something to do with our conversation just before Indigo? Truth, because you want me to finally tell her the truth? Actually, I wanted to wait. It was supposed to be a surprise. Tim, shut up. No, I think this is a misunderstanding. The group has another purpose. Gosh, I don't know how to say this. Definitely a misunderstanding, Tim. Anna, just be as open as you were to me. Don't back out now. Anna, just be as open as you were to me. I have a confession to make, Tim. Okay, now I'm worried. Are you okay, Anna? I haven't been completely honest with you. promise you will hear me out. Okay. I mean, I think you're cute, so sure. Just kidding. I am the traitor. I worked with Dr. Crow. You did what? You said you would hear her out, man. Hear her out. Message was deleted. Yeah, there we go. To be honest, I already had a hunch. I just didn't want to believe it. Why did you suspect Anna and you still wanted to surprise her? Why have you never shared your suspicions? Why did you suspect her? I've already spent some time with Anna. She seemed absent in many situations, almost as if she felt guilty. But that doesn't matter now. Yeah, I mean, you guys rescued Lucy together. First, I want to know why you did that, Anna. What did we do to deserve this? I'm not a bad person, Tim. And I never wanted you to be in real danger. But all of you did something terrible. You're all partly to blame for the death of my parents. I will say one thing. The situation that Tim is in with Anna is exactly the situation I would have been in if Andreas was the traitor. Right? So, like, of your parents, what are you talking about? Or what are you talking about, Anna? Each of you in their own way contributed to their deaths. And that's how you did it. Of course, the question arises for us and also for the police. Could the tragedy have been prevented? One of the eyewitnesses, Tim R., commented to our reporter, filming the suicide was more interesting than trying to prevent it. Harsh words, but sad reality. Honestly, I would be like, it feels like he was criticizing other people, or like, that feels like a thing taken out of context. But okay. This article refers to the suicide of my father. Your father committed suicide? The statement is disgusting, Tim. I'm just here to offer backup for Anna. I'm just moral support. Let's let them have this out. Anna, the man on the bridge was your father? I'm so incredibly sorry. I know it's been at least a year, but not a day goes by that I don't think about it. I promise you. My statement has been completely misrepresented. Yes, I was on the bridge that day, and I had to watch your father take his own life. But I did everything I could to help him. Oh yeah, but the article says something completely different. Filming was more interesting? Let him explain first, Anna. I'm curious about your excuse too, Tim. Let him explain first, Anna. We heard you out. Now you hear us out.
What I said to the reporter referred to the rubberneckers, those disgusting people who rather pull out their smartphones than intervene. I was the one who called the police, and after that, I tried to fight my way through the crowd. I tried to stop the man, but by the time I got there, it was already too late. I'm so sorry, Anna.
How gross is it that Dr. Crow told Anna that Tim, was this person who, found this quote in this newspaper where Tim said this thing. And, the reality of the situation is that there were so many other people standing there. And, the one person who's the one who called the police and who did, all of this, he's the one who gets dragged into this healing group. That sucks. He did the right thing, and because he made a comment in the newspaper that was taken out of context, he was dragged into this whole healing group. And, at least, mentally tortured. Who knows what might happen to him in the future of the game, but, he's at least been through so much. I don't know. You believe me, don't you? To me, the newspaper report is clear. I believe you, Tim. I don't know what to believe. He's not asking me. Also, why did my relationship with Anna go down? Well, we still have a strong relationship, I guess. Oh God, if that's really true. Tom, I'm so sorry for what I did to you, Tim. But the others, they have done terrible things. You should talk to them. The truth is complex, and it's worth looking at it from all angles. Tim? Oh dear, I guess he didn't take it so well after all. Seems like it, understandably so. I hope he doesn't tell the others. Seems like it. I think he'll be okay though. He just needs time to process. To plan his surprise for you. Hopefully Tim will get back to us soon. I don't know who to talk to next. I want you to decide that, Indigo. Preferably someone who is sociable. I'm not ready for Julius, for example. Yeah, I get that. How about Lucy or Bernd? Bernd is very sociable, that's for sure. Also, probably still a little bit drunk on whiskey, so probably a good time to do Bernd. Yeah, I think so too. Indigo, could you add him real quick? I'll remove Tim from the group in the meantime. I hope he's not mad when he comes back online. Anna removed him from the group. Zero 80611. Bernd was added to the group. Anna? Indigo? Did you find out anything? Will the others join us too? No, Bernd, it's only about you right now. Anna has to tell you something. Bernd, this isn't going to be easy for you. Anna has to tell you something. Yes, Anna, I'm all ears. Bernd, there's no other way. I'm going to say it as it is. I'm the traitor. Writing, erasing. Writing. I am shocked, Anna. I can relate, Bernd. Please hear Anna out first. How long have you known Indigo? 5 minutes? I just found out as well. Good. I already thought. You already thought what? Anna, I want to know everything. How could you betray us like that? All of you have done terrible things. You too, Bernd. Because of you, Bernd, I was taken from my home. What does this have to do with your parents' death, Anna? What did you do, Bernd? Anna, how about explaining it to him in a matter-of-fact way? Like what you were doing before with Tim. I would appreciate it very much, because I really don't know what you're talking about, and I resent such allegations. My Bernd voice is getting very close to my Dr. Crow voice. That's not on purpose. It's truly down to me being bad at accents. It's not easy for me to write about this, but you must know the truth to understand me. When my classmates had loving homes, I grew up in hell. My biological parents were drug addicts, and our house was a dump. You grew up in hell? Oh, never mind, I was going to say something else. About orphans. Dealers were constantly coming and going. There were liquor bottles and paraphernalia all over the place. I was just a kid back then, for crying out loud. You're not going to really notice this unless I called it out. So I'm calling it out. I need water so bad, so I shall be right back. Again, you wouldn't have noticed if I hadn't called myself out, but there you go. What does Bernd have to do with it, Anna? I'm so terribly sorry. Say nothing. Let her get to the part of her story that is relevant. You have my sympathy, but please continue, Anna. I need to know where this is going. At some point, I couldn't take it anymore. I could no longer eat, hardly sleep. Luckily, at some point, my teacher noticed. She involved the police. From then on, my life changed completely. After a few weeks in the youth home, I was taken in by a caring couple. From the very first day, I regarded them as my mom and dad, something my biological parents had never been. What happened then sounds like a happy end, doesn't it? Say nothing. Then Ben got involved. A few years later, I was about 14 at the time. Suddenly, a social worker from Child and Family Services knocked on our door. He said my biological parents were clean and had changed, and that they wanted me back. Can you imagine? They almost let me die. They, excuse my language, did not give a shit about me. And then they show up and want to take me away from my new family? They probably just wanted to collect the welfare benefits. Anna, I think I know. Please let me finish, Ben. Anna, calm down first. You had to go back to your biological parents? I'm going to say nothing. My new family did everything for me to stay with them, but the social worker got to decide. I had to go back to them. And this social worker was you, Bernd. Why did you do that, Bernd? Oh my God, don't you have any conscience at all? Oh my God. That's not where I thought this story was going. But also, what did kindly old Bernd do? Could he possibly have done to Anna? My God, Anna, so it was you. I didn't even recognize you after all these years. She was 14. She probably shouldn't be that different. Although the case already happened almost a decade ago, I still remember it very well. Especially because I did everything I could for you at the time. But I also had to obey laws. What law says you should be taken away from your loving parents? To go back to a drug hell? I know, Anna, some laws even I can't understand. But unfortunately, I can't change them either. And in our country, the biological parents have more rights. As hard as it may sound. Yeah. True. How can something like that be possible? Couldn't you have done something in such a case? Isn't the best interest of the child paramount? In such a case, isn't the best interest of the child paramount? I'm not a lawyer, but I play one on TV. Not really. Of course it is, Indigo. I really tried everything, but my hands were tied. We had independent opinions from a medical doctor and psychologist, according to which Anna's birth parents were clean in the condition to regain custody. But they weren't. They had forbidden me any contact with my new family. I wasn't even allowed to say goodbye properly. They intercepted every letter. It was not until almost a year ago that I dared to look them up again, only to find out my foster parents are dead. If they hadn't taken me away from them, they would probably still be alive. Everyone from the healing group shares the blame for their deaths. But I don't want to talk about that now. Doesn't Bernd have a right to know everything? It's better to talk to everyone separately anyway. Once I've talked to everyone, you will understand the big picture, Indigo. And then I will write about it openly in the group. Anna, as I said, I'm very sorry for what you had to go through. But what you did to us, there's no excuse for it. My God, you've sent a killer after us. I almost died. Yeah. No, it wasn't like that at all. Anna, I can't take your excuses right now. I never meant any harm to anyone all my life. I always stood up for justice, and now I have to fear for my life, and also for that of all others. Ben left the group. Yeah, I mean, he also has a good point. Oh dear, he took that rather badly. That could have gone worse. So far, going like clockwork. Oh dear, he took that rather badly. Yes. First, Tim goes offline just like that. Now burned. Didn't think he'd get so angry straight away. Can you blame him? That surprised me too. Our kindly gentleman. But he did just get rescued. You know, Indigo, the whole of last year I was eaten up with grief and hatred. All my anger was directed at this group. But now that I've spent more time with you guys, got to know you better, oh God, do you think Dr. Crow intentionally turned me against you? Yes, 100% yes. Definitely do think that. He kept telling me that all of you are bad people, sick people. What if he completely misrepresented what each of them did? First Tim, now burned. You mean they're all innocent? Don't you want to tell me what the others did? Anna, don't blame yourself. You were manipulated by a person who clearly knows how to manipulate very well many people into doing exactly what he wants. But they're all really involved in the death of my parents. I'm just worried the dimensions aren't that big, as Crow led me to believe. But thank you so much for always standing by my side, despite everything. I just need a few minutes to think, and then we'll talk to Roxy next. It all started with her. What she did. Well, no, it started with Burned, apparently. I'll get back to you in a minute, Indigo. Okay, Anna, chin up. Can't wait to find out what about what Roxy did. Okay, Anna. Andreas? Yay, it's Andreas! I've missed you. I was wondering where you were, and I missed you, and I'm so glad you're back. Oh man, Indigo. As if Winnie and I weren't nervous enough already. Now the bus is running late too? Yeah, so annoying. Hopefully you'll get there before he goes home. Typical for public transport. A few minutes more or less won't matter. Hopefully you'll get there before he goes home. I left Mr. Turner a voicemail already, and we should get there soon. Well, that's good. As soon as we know Dr. Crow's name, we'll inform you and the police. And then finally, we won't have to hide anymore. I don't even know what a normal life feels like anymore. And we could finally catch up on our date. Our date? Andreas, I'm flattered, but... oh. I actually meant Indigo. Kissy face. Also, she's sitting right next to him on the bus. Why would he talk about his date with her? In a group chat with me involved, when he could just turn his head and talk to her. Sorry, I don't have time for this right now. Can't wait. Me neither. Would you like me to take you out to a fancy restaurant, or should we cook at home? We're back to this again. We just did this with Tim. This is the love connection episode. Should we change to the private chat? Cooking together is more romantic. I prefer a restaurant. Both is fine with me. Should we change to the private chat? I mean, I know how this goes, but I don't mind at all. On the contrary, it's nice that you found each other. At least the whole thing had some good. Thanks, Winnie. So, Indigo, restaurant or dinner at home? For a restaurant, I love cooking together. I don't mind. I love cooking together. Also, when did we decide we were going to go on a date? Yes, absolutely. Indian or Italian? Snap finger. Or maybe Greek? Italian, Indian, Greek. Italian. Perfect. Then I'll pick something nice. As much as I hate to interrupt you guys, we should focus now. It's only 6 more steps. Get in touch once you have news. Take care of yourselves. I'm so excited once we have Crow. Get in touch once you have news. Stay safe, y'all. 6 more stops. That's a lot of stops. Why don't we focus? So when he said he had planning to do for the next healing, do you think he spent the whole time that he was planning just like making that video, like just recording that video and editing it, like putting it through like some, film filter